So see, they added their cause to a bigger cause. They said this knowledge is not just for knowledge. We are trying to understand how we can manage the organizations. Once we understand it, we will improve the industrial productivity. Once we improve the industrial productivity, we can cater to the needs of people. Once we do that, we'll make the society happy. As simple as that. India $1 trillion economy, right? $1 trillion economy means that per capita income will increase. Per capita income increases means everybody has, or poverty reduces, everybody has comparative benefits. See how good it looks on theory. Same logic is this. So Taylor, Fayol, all of them believe that if we know how to manage organizations, how to manage systems so efficiently, we can manage industries. Once we manage industries, we can create more productivity. Productivity will fulfill the demands of people. People will be satisfied, ultimately peaceful society. Right? Is it? It seems very good. Right? The girl marries the prince and they lived happily ever after. हो गया खत्म. ये तो चाहिए था भाई. So they had, right? They were thinking something much more than they could actually do. So contribution of these people should be understood in that aspect. That they believe that they are the architects of industrial revolution. They are going to transform industrial revolution into mass production into fulfilling the demands and needs of the people. They believe that way. And that is why they were developing this knowledge. And they said, if industries can work better, why not the same knowledge can be applied to the government? Apply it anywhere. So they were believing in this science-based knowledge. Science, whether it was science or not, that is debatable. ठीक है कि उनका साइंस बोला जा सकता है या नहीं बोला सकता है, but everybody says ये scientific है. The Ayurvedic medicine claims this is a scientific formula. साइंटिफिक फॉर्मूला है. किसका साइंस है? सम वैद्य XYZ, right, born near Meerut, and since childhood he had interest in knowing jadi booties, who ultimately became Ramdev, you know. But वो हरियाणा का थे Ramdev, you know. So science, see, everybody claims that our study is based on evidence. Our study is based on logic. Our study is based on rationality. Same way, these people are also claiming. Right? So we are obviously not here first to judge whether they are scientific or not. We are here first to accept that they are scientific. So who contributed? Not right. So again, don't be confused कि science क्या है? Simple है. Scientific management का मतलब था how can we do things more efficiently. But what he wanted to do, that is more important. So see, he focused on industrial management at lower or lowest levels. Monitoring and supervising the tasks monitoring and supervising the tasks performed by workers at shop floor. Shop floor level. What is shop floor level? Where the work is actually conducted. So where you see these workers sitting and doing the task, where you see they are operating the machines, that level is called shop floor. So where you see actual work being done, cobbler, ironsmith, you might have seen these people who are doing their tasks. So where this actual work is done, that is called as shop floor. So where machines are operating, they are performing those tasks, those laborer oriented tasks or labor intensive tasks are being done, that is called shop floor. So Taylor was very elementary in his idea, in his focus. He wanted to understand how workers can improve their tasks or improve their work, make this work more efficient. He believed that actually the work gets transacted at lowest level. Whatever you plan at the highest level, it doesn't matter. How this work is performed at the lowest level, that is more important. So his scientific management focused on only understanding the level or workers' actual performance at the lowest level. उसको shop floor बोला गया, right? So in detail we'll study scientific management, but as of now you can just understand that it was about this. उसका ultimate purpose क्या था? Same, 3E. One best way. So there are multiple ways of doing something, right? Let's search for the one best way. That means let's search for the scientific way. So see, he was bothered about some small things, like if we move like this and write. So Taylor would be more concerned about, okay, what are the various methods of writing? So you can move from left, right? You can move from left. You can come from here, right? You can sit here and write. You can speak and let it get printed on the board, whatever. So let's say he will explore 10 type of methods to write. And then he said, out of this, there will be the one which will be the best. Why best? Best in terms of cost, input, output, efficiency, economic. So that is his idea, one best way. Was he successful, influential? Yes, he was very influential. He dominated basically from 1910. Or in fact, if I take him as contemporary of Wilson, right, so somewhere 1890s to early 1920s. He was very influential. Right? In fact, he became synonymous to the American Industrial Revolution. It was said that he was the person who fast-tracked this industrial development. Fine. 3 E's. E's, अच्छा पहले भी लिखा हमने, economy, efficiency, effectiveness. Right? Economy is buying things from Chor Bazaar. That is economy. Trying to save as much money as you can. Efficiencies. Correct. Is spending the least amount of money to get to that market and buy the cheapest product. Effectiveness. ultimately whether you were able to use that product or not. And so you spent the least money, bought the cheapest product, but by the time you reach your home, that product is no more product. Right? It has become something else now. So what will you do, right? For example, you can buy an iPhone for 1500 rupees. But the only problem is that it will not switch on. So he will say कि सर ये सिर्फ दिखाने के लिए है. Right? It doesn't operate. It is just for show off. सिर्फ लाइट जलेगी, बैटरी ऑन होगी, इतना. Right? कॉल करने के लिए you can take this phone, बटन वाला कीपैड. That is just for 2000 rupees. Use it. Right? See, so Delhi has all type of clients. Number 2 was popular person, Fayol. Henry Fayol, the French Taylor was American, French mining See, his ideas were little different. He focused on something called administrative management. See, he focused on this idea. If you think this way, let's say, if this is the organization, this was the focus of Taylor, right? And this was so see, Fayol is concerned with this level, Taylor is concerned with this level. This is managerial view, not integral. Taylor is only concerned with this street level, the street level bureaucracy or street level of the organization. Taylor was not much bothered about them. So see, he is considered with general understanding of management, top to bottom or top level. इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम है भाई? Top levels, management, this is operative. So Taylor was more bothered about how to improve the functioning of workers. Fayol was more concerned about how to make good managers. See, there's a big difference. One is talking about organization as a whole. One is talking about organization only at the lowest or at the working level. There's a difference. So Fayol is obviously more relevant, no doubt. But Fayol's theory becomes prominent with his book. तो इसकी बुक आई जनरल एंड इंडस्ट्रियल management. Some people have said it is general and industrial administration. So general and industrial administration or management. So his book came in 1916, but it became popular around 1929-30. So Fayol had unique contribution to studying the management, the top levels in the organization. Taylor lower level in the organization. ठीक है? इतना Fayol के लिए बहुत है. To just understand. Third person, and we need to write that also. Max Weber, correct. Max Max Weber, German sociologist. Theory of social and economic organization. Theory of social and economic organization. Right. In that book, he focuses on. अब ये popular कब हुआ? Basically 1918 to 1920. In fact, 22 or 23 he died somewhere. Or 1924. So 1864 to 1924 or 23 somewhere. So this book which came, in this book he now comes with the theory of see, he also belongs to the same era. His concern was also a scientific organization, a rational, well-designed organization. But one thing was very typical about him, which you will understand subsequently, not now, obviously, when you study, when we'll talk about various approaches to the study of organizations. Right? Organizational theories when we start, typically. One thing was very unique about this scholar, क्योंकि ये कोई organizational scholar नहीं है. He is not an industrial scholar. He is a sociologist. A sociologist studies obviously the changes in society. From that idea, right, this person is different from all the other scholars, right? Other scholars were called as positivist. See? So we said all of them were positivist. So positivist कौन है? That is clear. Weber is called anti-positivist. See, now this is little typical. And you'll be surprised that in many of the books you'll read, they've called him positivist. But his method was, see, he was also positivist. He wanted rational. But he's not too obsessed with that, the word science, which they were obsessed. He's not obsessed with that. So, एक anti-positivist कौन हुआ? See, if positivist is looking for facts and science, what is anti-positivist looking for? Correct. But what is he looking for? Something like we say science, तो उसको क्या चाहिए? Art चाहिए. Art कैसे आएगा? Value, intangible, subjective. See? So as a scholar, he was very unique. He was driven by the same passion to develop the most efficient form of organization. But he's saying, how will I develop this? How can I understand what is the kind of organization which can be the best for the society? How will I know it? I will have to first think that what society wants, how society thinks. I want to know that. Can I study this scientifically? Yes, we can. But what are we studying? Are we studying facts or are we studying values? हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? Psychology पढ़ रहे हैं, right? Human mindset समझने की कोशिश करने से. So see, his focus of study was subjective. His method of study was objective. It's just like saying that using the thermometer, I can find out how irritated you are. I don't want to know your temperature, but I want to know your mood. By using the thermometer, can I do that? क्यों? कैसे? नहीं पता चल सकता ना? बट जो आदमी इरिटेटेड है इंसान, उसको आप थर्मामीटर लगाएंगे तो वो क्या करेगा? निकाल के फेंक देगा उसको. And this is how you will know कि what is the level of irritation. So that thermometer is not used for measuring bukhar, fever. That is being used to test the level of irritatedness of that person. So if I say कि can I study the subjective aspects of people using scientific techniques or objective knowledge methods? So Weber was one of the scholars who is not like these people. He is not an engineer. He is a sociologist. He is more concerned. He is not concerned with techniques, tools. He is saying, see, we have to analyze. We have to theoretically understand how people think, why people accept certain things, why people accept power and authority. So he is a theoretical scholar. He is an analytical scholar. He is not like them who is working and then deriving knowledge from his work. वो प्योर स्कॉलर है. वो सिर्फ किताबें पढ़ता है और एनालिसिस करता है. किताबें पढ़ता है, एनालिसिस. He is not going and doing a research in the society. He is not practically seeing anything. See? So what is he doing? He is extrapolating. He is analyzing theoretically everything that he studies. Right? So can you imagine this way, that Weber wanted to study the society, but he has no intention of doing that through factual knowledge, right? Facts, objective knowledge, right? Principles. He is not concerned with that. So the concern for Weber is that how can we understand society through analysis, theoretical analysis, logic, analysis, logic, logic, logic. So वो cause and effect देखना चाहता था, but theoretically. So that person does not use any tool. That person is not concerned about collecting data. He is not concerned with those facts or these ideas, what they are talking about, right? He is more concerned about something called subjective aspect, but he used the term, see. He's saying, I want to use this method. It's called Versehen or Verstehenden approach. And if you remember, it is good. If you don't, then also it is fine. But at least you should have awareness of that. Otherwise, tomorrow, if you read this book or some book you read and then you see, ये क्या है? तब ज़्यादा शौक लगेगा, ये कहाँ से आ गया वेबर में? So Verstehenden approach, right? एक बहुत सिंपल सा मेथड है. Put yourself in the shoes of others. Right? It is called empathetic method. Most of the time we don't empathize, we sympathize. See, now can you understand that why he was anti-positivist? He was not looking at something from outside. He was trying to imagine through himself. इसीलिए वो subjective हो गया. So he's saying that this chair is good. Yes, it is good. It is good. It has all the features. He will say, no, I will sit on this. Right? I will imagine I'm sitting on this chair. Then I will come to the conclusion. All of you who start studying for UPSC, right? Do you tell the UPSC that, okay, should we get a trial attempt before we actually think of preparing for UPSC? The same way you say, oh, can I have demo class? Can I see the lecture on YouTube? Can I see this, sir? Why? How will you know by looking at one lecture or two lecture or 10 lecture? You can only understand the method of teaching. You cannot understand the content of teaching. वो कैसे समझ सकते हो? So if somebody, you are going in the class, somebody is teaching, right? The several dimensions of PubAd, right? Most of the lectures we put on the YouTube, they're all typical classes. Bureaucratic egoism, right? Administrative corruption, rights versus duty. अब एक नया स्टूडेंट है वो यही समझ सकता नहीं कि अच्छा भाई ये पढ़ा रहे हैं, जो पढ़ा रहे हैं वो मुझे समझ में आ रहा, खत्म. ये क्यों है क्या, इससे मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं. Same thing. I'm reading a book, I see the preface of the book, I see the introduction of the book, and I believe, okay, fine. There must be some content related to what I need. Can anybody claim that all the lines, all the chapters of this book were that extraordinary which I wanted to read? None of the book is written that way. Same way, none of the content is designed that way. We always have to bargain. तो कैसे पता चलेगा? Empathize करके. How can you think of a bhikhari, right, or a beggar on the street feeling cold? It's winter, right? Might not be wearing something, and you might say, "Oh, इसको बहुत ठंड लग रही होगी." But you'll say this and you'll move, huh? Right? Or you'll sit there for some time, eh? Will you sit there, right? Cry for some time, right? Then you will wipe your tears and then you move. अच्छा ठीक है, मैंने जो है इसके बिहाफ पे मैंने अपना दुख जो है, ऐसा करोगे? नहीं कर सकते हो. Nobody is stopping you. Why? What is wrong in expressing? You can go and express. But she tried to understand. When I'm saying that, how will you imagine the plight that person is going through? नहीं कर सकते ना आप. तो आप क्या कर सकते हो? Theoretically सोच सकते हो. Oh, imagine it's -5. What will happen to this? Now, when you will empathize, you might feel morally obligated to do something. ये भी important है. Sympathy में आप थोड़ा बहुत करोगे, चले जाओगे. But जब आप empathize करोगे, right? So then you will morally feel obligated. That yes, as human being, I can imagine. Same Weber is saying. Weber is saying, I'm not going to collect data. I'm not doing any research. I'm not doing techniques. I'm not looking for some statistics. Number, मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं. I am imagining that I am in a traditional society. When I am in a traditional society, how am I able to accept the authority of the king? क्यों करता हूं मैं? Because I am bound by tradition. I am in an industrial society. Today is industrial society. Why am I going to create a system of authority? What will be the basis of that? So he says, now, because I am a logical person, I am product of industrialization, I cannot accept any system of authority. I need more advanced system. Something which is much better than traditional monarchy. This is how he develops his theory. तो वो क्यों एंटी पॉजिटिविस्ट है? क्यों? क्योंकि वो एम्पैथाइज करता है, वो सब्जेक्टिवली इवैल्यूएट करता है, दैट इमेजिनिंग व्हाई समथिंग विल बी लाइक दिस. So he's a very unique scholar, right? You may understand this idea, you may not understand it, doesn't matter. Even if there is a question on this idea, it will be 10 marks. Right? So something you can blabber there, it's okay. So even if you blabber whatever I've said, you will get 3, 4, 5 marks. Examiner need not know whether you've understood or not. Examiner को जानने की जरूरत ही नहीं है कि आपको समझ में आया या नहीं आया. आपने लिख दिया, वही important. But normally, see, they don't ask this conceptual question. They will, in general, be interested. Okay, Weber has focused on understanding the relationship of society and the authority system. So Weber says, okay, I am more concerned about this. So he develops the theory of bureaucracy, and the most remarkable contribution to this theory of power, authority, and domination. ये उसकी सबसे remarkable contribution है, right? Lot of questions come on this idea, theory of power, authority, and domination. So Taylor was positivist, or at least influenced by the idea. Fayol was positivist, but Taylor was anti-positivist. Why he was? He was using a method called Wirtz-Sahan approach, means empathetic understanding. Rest is not necessary to be known. Right? What was Weber's main contribution? Theory of bureaucracy and theory of power, authority, domination. What is power? Just simply let's understand and we'll move ahead. But let's have brief discussion. Power क्या है? Others, correct. Power is in any given situation if you can exercise your correct your dominance over other, irrespective of the other's resistance. ये important है. So when you exercise dominance, the others resist. Irrespective of that resistance, if you establish the dominance, that is called power. So Weber believes power is a crude concept. Right? Power कैसा concept है? एक rustic, देहाती, backward concept. Why? Because he is looking at power as what? Something which is forcible, something which is coercive, something which has been done without consent of someone, right? Without agreement, without acceptance. So power is coercive, power is forced upon. So in any given situation, if one person or a group of people are able to exercise their dominance over other or others, that is called power. You are able to understand? Authority. So power कहाँ पे है? सबके पास है. Right? Power is collective. Power can be individual. But see, power is not something legitimate. If there is no acceptance, it is not legitimate. So today the trend you see, the Thar, right? Thar के पीछे जो है जाट, गुजर, फाइन ब्राह्मण, पंडित, और यूपी गवर्नमेंट फाइन किए जा रही है बेचारे. It is earning crores from that fine. The people who have written those caste names behind their vehicles. You see, it represents how patriarchal, how conservative, how backward this society is. आज भी उसको वो आइडेंटिटी चाहिए. Right? So person who is sitting in those, or people who are sitting in those vehicles, right? They obviously know the moment they come out, people will know what they are. So they will hide within the vehicle, right? क्योंकि जमीन बेच के, खेत बेच के, compensation में इतना पैसा मिला है, crores of money. So what to do? Now they have no work, right? They have bought a Scorpio, Endeavor, Thar. अब क्या लिया जाए? Lamborghini, है? With money you can have material, right? Not the sense of using it. So let us imagine this way. So power visible होता है, कैसे? क्रूड फॉर्म में, right? पावर fearful होता है, पावर इज repulsive, people don't accept it. So Weber बोलता है, see, power is like that, but in a society, the government, the state, is the only institution that has the control over violence in the society. उसके पास ही वो लाइसेंस है कि वो पावर एक्सरसाइज कर सकता है. So now he brings the concept of authority. He says, what is authority? Legitimate power. When the power is converted into legitimate form, society has power, but we are making a constitution and now giving this power to the government, state. So what we did, the power which we had, we organized it into a system and gave it to the society. So we can use this power now. So legitimate form of authority, power is authority. तो पावर क्या है? एक coercive influence है. Authority क्या है? Legitimate form of power. Domination. What is domination? Domination is where you see the effect of this authority or power. Not suppressing. See, that is not Weber means. Weber says domination kya hai? Is the visible manifestation. If the authority is being exercised, then it is also is visible in the society. Kaise? Helmet pehno. Nobody is wearing the helmet. See, there is no domination. There is authority, but no domination. Everybody is breaking the red light. I don't know where they are going, but everybody is running. See, they are running so fast from this red light. The moment they see that there is a green light, right, or red light, nobody is coming, they'll start jumping. Ultimately, after 200 meters, they'll go and stop. Every 100 meters, there is a jam, but still they are running. एक jam से दूसरे jam में जाने के लिए they are so eager. And you'll see anybody, right? Student is running. कि जैसे सीधे यूपीएससी बुला रही है, क्लास नहीं जाना है, राइट? सीधे यूपीएससी चेयरमैन केबिन में जाना है. Unnecessarily. See, there are two ways of doing things. Obviously, you are physically playing something, okay, running from here to there, good. But there are two paces, right? If your body moves slowly, your brain can work fast. Why? The body has only one source of energy. जहाँ लगाना है वहाँ लगा सकते हो. When you are moving your body fast, don't move your brain. That is sports activity. So when you want to get up in the morning and you go for any physical exercise, and now your brain also is working in the same way, so what it will say, ये बकवास काम है. This is useless, right? It's a beautiful मौसम today, let's have a cup of tea, right? Or at least let me sleep for 2-3 more hours and then I'll think about it. Right? अभी बहुत time है यूपीएससी के लिए. See? So, when you have to, something is there when you don't have to do it, then you say a lot of time is there. If something is important when you have to do it, for movie, which is at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., you will reach the mall at 2 p.m. Right? But for exam, you'll start at 7 o'clock, but ultimately you'll reach at 9:30 only. Because there will be a lot of activities in between. Oh, pen छूट गया, अच्छा फिर से रखो. See, people feel that this is something, a responsible act. I'm so concerned about my exam. That is why, if you are concerned about the exam, you should have done it one day before. So you are sincere, no doubt. But concern means what? Where you are voluntarily committed. What is it when you're going to? You're going for entertainment, going somewhere, तो आप voluntarily committed हो. But for others, we some have to put an effort. So domination कहाँ होगा? Where there is acceptance. So Weber is saying authority dominates. Power repels. If you exercise power, people will repel power. If you exercise authority, people will accept authority. So red light, jumping the red light is obviously bypassing the authority, but accepting the red light and standing there is an evidence of domination. Following the laws and rules and regulations of the government is an evidence of domination. Using a mask, evidence of domination, right? Banging thali, evidence of domination. Lighting diya, see, that is quite logical. Recently they were highlighting a person, right, who is living in, who lives in jungle. And in jungle he has developed himself, right, as a kind of the modern world Tarzan. And he had claimed that just by having cow milk, cow urine, and cow dung, right, he has made himself so powerful. He is vegetarian and he eats whatever is available in the jungle. But one company, fitness company, right, which is selling those protein shakes, it is ready to pay him 5 crore rupees so that he can claim that in the jungle he was drinking their protein shake. See? So every society you will find such kind of people. तो जब आप ये करते हो कि भाई yes, cultural traditions, we value cultural tradition, that is a domination. So domination is not taken negative. Weber is saying all administration is domination. He says जहां भी authority exercise हो रही है and it is being accepted. Wherever authority is being exercised and it is being accepted, the acceptance will be visible. How? People will obey rules and regulation. People will obey the command. People will obey what the government wants them to do. He says this is domination. Have you understood this?